This evening we have a brief update for you on the water treatment plant. It's been a while since we've been here, so I invited Sherry Edelblut. She's the senior project manager with construction engineers and Allum and Schutte. So I'll let Sherry show you a few pictures and
Hey everybody. Thanks for having me back. So we have been busy working. Last time I was here, it was summer. Since then, we've ramped up our manpower. So right now we have about 130 to 140 craft workers on site every day. We're transitioning from a construction site to an operable facility, a building today. So if you recall, when we walk in, we see the labs, and so the labs are kind of on the left in this photo, and we're seeing some floors and drywall and paint. And what will follow next is some of that interior glazing, where we have some glass interior windows, some hardware on some doors. Again, last or previous, we would see a lot of the junk in the ceiling, and so now we're starting to put that drop ceiling in so that we can kind of conceal all of those important utilities. Again, our water, our cable, our electric. Downstairs in the basement, we've got those pumps installed. These particular ones are the high solid effluent pumps, but here you can see our electrician is working on them. He's getting them powered up. We do have permanent power into the building. So a lot of these things are being terminated, started up. So we had some vertical turbine pumps in another part of the facility. We turned them on last Wednesday and we started moving water. So thousands of gallons we were moving. It's all part of that startup cycle. Here's a shop, and so we've got lots of utilities again, and the aspect here is we've got some overhead doors. A lot of the rooms for either safety or fire or just partition has an overhead door that would be open for forklifts. In this case, right there dead center of the picture, you can see that overhead door has been mounted and installed. Up in our control room, we've got kind of the framework or the base for that big control desk. This will be where the operators sit, so there will be lots of monitors up here so that they can know what the facility is doing at all times. And that giant lime silo, this is that weird architecturally, it looks different when you're on the road, that it kind of sticks up higher. It's translucent panels. So this is if we're standing and we're looking up, and so you see the lime silo on the left, there's some ductwork, there's some steel, those translucent panels, and again, it's all just part of this finishing process. Speaking of moving east stuff, we've got overhead cranes, and so this is getting its permanent power so that we can move some of the chemicals in the facility. Fire suppression, our fire system in the building has its own little room so that we can make sure that we're protected from the fire. So here's some pumps and piping. We have a lot of chemicals in the facility. That's part of the cleaning process. And so here's some of our chemical tanks. We've got metering pumps and the scale system. Here's more of those, and this one's closed, overhead door. We've got some additional cooling and heating system in here. There's some of that blue hydronic pipe, so that both heats, cools our system and keeps that moisture, the humidity down, because remember, we're a giant water retaining structure, and so we generate naturally a lot of humidity. So we've got that system. The south side of the road, beautiful, gorgeous North Dakota sun. I don't think it was out today. Here's black soil we've got set. Here's also outside, more sidewalk, more driveway, more bollards protecting. We've got some chemical panels that you see here. That's what the truck will pull up to, and he'll hook up there to get the chemicals inside the facility. We're doing some important work off-site, and some of it's been downtown over by the existing plant, and that will allow us to change the infrastructure that the city already has in place to pump from the river to our new facility. So we're just getting this teed up, if you will, so that we're ready when we decide to take raw water for part of our testing, that we have that ready, and so we're not at the mercy of the weather in North Dakota, right? So here's where we look today. This is looking north, and for funds, here's where we looked last year about this time. We were not all the precast was not up. We had a whole second floor upstairs that wasn't really constructed yet. So of course there was no equipment in there. And if I go back one more year, here's where we were in October of 2017. So we've been busy. We're going to continue to be busy. Substantial completion or that making of the water, spring 2020. Final completion, summer of 2020. We are working diligently and hard despite some rainy days recently, right? So I'll ask any questions, anything I've forgotten.
Any questions? Thank you for your
Thanks so
report.
much.
Thank you very much.